Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be looking at some of Hansi Flick's words and as well as Rafinha as they've given their quotes in the press conference before the game tomorrow against Bayern Munich. We're going to be looking at some of those quotes. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go by there and check me out. That way you to stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. And as well, guys, if you guys did miss our episode yesterday, in which we did talk about the Bayern game and as well on the Real Madrid game, looking ahead toward this week, go make sure to check it out. I'll be sure to post it at the end of the video. But guys, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get straight into the video and let's look at some of Hansi Flick's words ahead of that game against Bayern Munich tomorrow, which is going to be a monumental clash. Hansi Flick, he starts off by saying, "We are ready for tomorrow's game. The games can be different and many things can happen. They can evolve in different directions. This season, we have done very well to focus on each game. Bayern are an excellent team and anyone wants to measure themselves against the best." He talks about Frankie de Jong, who is a doubt for tomorrow's game, but he says, yes, our plan was for him to play on Sunday against Sevilla. He didn't feel well except for Eric. Everyone is ready, and I'm happy to have them all available. Right there, Frankie de Jong available for tomorrow's match, and we're gonna have to see what kind of role he's gonna have in that fixture against Bayern Munich because Frankie de Jong, he's been getting 10 to 15 minutes, 20 at max, and he hasn't been really playing much. And tomorrow it's going to be an absolutely intense game into which everyone is going to be at 100%. But let's see what type of role Frankie de Jong has. Flick now talks about the rumors of the Atletico Madrid game in Miami because there are rumors that Barcelona are going to have the Barcelona versus Atletico match in Miami, and this just makes no sense. Why are you going to travel, across the Atlantic Ocean just to play a La Liga match? La Liga matches should be played in Spain. What's the reason of traveling to Miami or to the U.S.? This is something that La Liga have been looking to do, and I'm personally not in favor of it. Hansi Flick says, "I am a person who lives in the present. I don't know what decision will be made, but I am focused on the match against Bayern Munich." So he puts away, he just puts to rest any questions that are not in regards to tomorrow's game. Flick now talks about facing Bayern. He says, "As I said, it's not about the passing of time. It's about the here and now. We can't influence what happened in the past, but we can influence tomorrow's game. Of course, we want to try to win tomorrow's game." Flick talks about his emotions. He says, "We prepare for each match knowing our opponents very well. I played there and I coached there. It's an excellent club, and I have many acquaintances and good relationships with the players and directors. There's a new chapter in my life. I have very good feelings, and I feel like the fans are supporting us. It's nice and forces you to give everything for them. We want to be well prepared." And of course, it's going to be difficult for Hansi Flick to basically go up against his former club, but he's now playing for Barcelona. He respects Bayern Munich. He respects that time there, but that time has ended. Right now, he is coaching Barcelona, and coaching Barcelona means that you are going to put your best foot forward in order to in order to try to win tomorrow's match. Hansi Flick, he talks about the game plan. He says, "Well, I think he's asked me a lot of things. If I say something, I'll give him an idea of how we want to approach the match. There are clear things that the team has to do. Not everything goes 100% perfectly, but we do try to improve in each match. Pressing will be important, as will defending when necessary." And that's going to be absolutely vital. And Hansi Flick, he's asked about the 8-2, but the historic Barcelona beating. He says, "I've said it before. Every day I feel the kindness that people here treat me with. It has nothing to do with the past or a possible future. We work every day for the present. Each of the players has an incredible unity. I think La Masia has a lot of influence on how the players work. They all care about each other. And if I think about the moment when Gavi came on, I get goosebumps. That says it all about this team." And I agree. When Gavi was coming on, when you saw Pedri handing over the captain's armband, it was an amazing occasion in the stadium, and it was just the atmosphere was vibrant. It was so exciting. Hansi Flick now talks about Bayern's style. He says Bayern have always have a dominant style of play, and this year too. The way they play, putting pressure on the opponent, they can impose their style on any team. It has always been like that. That is their DNA. Hansi Flick talks about Marc Casado. He says he has taken a step forward in recent months. He has performed very well in every game. I don't think he needs to motivate himself anymore. He knows what he has to do. And I have to say that he does it very well. And Marc Casado is going to be a very, very important piece in Barca's midfield in tomorrow's match. He's going to be having to do a lot of defensive work, a lot of running, and he's going to need to be at his very best in tomorrow's match. Flick talks about on what he prepared differently for tomorrow's fixture. He says each match has its own special demands and everyone prepares differently. We meet with the players, we talk to them. It's not easy because there isn't much time. The day after is the day of recovery. But today there was a lot of intensity. And so Barcelona working and being put through their paces. And last call about Hansi Flick's press conference is in regards to his time at Barcelona. It says, this is football. And I'm not going to talk about private matters. I'm very happy here. I have a very good feeling in Barcelona and at the club. It's great. It's fun to work here, and people support me both at the club and the fans. I've always said that it's an obligation for me to give my best here. We're working to achieve this atmosphere and improve it so that the players improve and perform at the highest level. And what you guys can take from this, from Hansi Flick's press conference, is that number one, he is confident, he is ready, and the team is feeling good about tomorrow's match. They're confident, and Bayern Munich, even though they're a fantastic team, we should not be fearing them. And I also want to talk about Rafinha, guys, because Rafinha he was alongside Hansi Flick for that press conference, and Rafinha he has spoken in regards to the game against Bayern Munich as well. And Rafinha he says, coming to a match like this and reaching 100 matches will be special. We're working very hard. I will celebrate after the match. I hope with a victory. We're working hard to come away with 3 points, which is the most important thing for us, guys. And guys, Rafinha, as he said right there, he's approaching 100 matches for Barcelona. And in those 99 matches that he's played so far, he's had 26 goals and 29 assists. With a total of 5,872 minutes, which is equivalent to roughly 65, 66 matches in total. But Raphinha, a player who at the start was very criticized, but he's basically able to put his haters to bed in these last couple of weeks and this opening start to the season, and even towards the end of last season. When you think about those big games against PSG, for example, Raphinha, a player who's also going to be super super vital in tomorrow's match, not only for the off the ball work that he can provide, pressing, recovering, everything, closing down space, but also on the ball, the passes that he can make, the runs in behind, and as well his finishing ability. Raphinha, a player who, with the captain's armband, has been showing another level. Rafinha talks about that improvement. He says it's a bit mental and also tactical. The confidence that the manager and my teammates have given me is very important. After 3 years at the club, I'm always willing to learn, and the mentality with which I started this season was a bit different. I knew I had to adapt to other positions. And talking about his improvement, he says that it's due to his confidence and the tactics from Hansi Flick. Rafinha talks about the Nico edits in his shirt number, and this is where Rafinha he talks about that. And he gives insight to what he's thinking. He says, people have to respect me. And for me, it was disrespectful and in bad taste. And in the end, seeing a photo like this didn't make me feel good. Doing it better or not was a response for me. People do what they want, but this wasn't a special reason to start the season the way I did. I've always tried to do my best. If before I give 100%, now I give 200%. And right there, Rafinha, Barcelona fans, they always want Nico Williams. And that Nico Williams in 11 in Rafinha's shirt number, Rafinha viewed that as disrespectful. And looking at the performances that Rafinha is putting in right now, I don't know if Barcelona they absolutely need Nico Williams. And that speaks to Rafinha's quality, because Nico Williams was absolutely fantastic last season and in the Euros, and he was Barcelona's number one target for the summer, but it didn't turn out. And with that, we have seen Rafinha flourish in Barcelona. Rafinha talks about being captain. He says being captain is not just about the pitch. You have to help young people and older players. I try to help them as much as I can. I am always available. I am very excited and happy to be able to be captain. I want to make history at this club like other captains have done. And being captain is just dude, so much responsibility. And I think Rafinha has taken to that to a T. He represents what a Barcelona captain should be: a player who works hard, who has quality, and who is basically a role model for the team. Raphinha, he talks about Lamine. He says, we can learn a lot of things. Regardless of his age, he has already experienced a lot in football, and we live daily with younger and more experienced players, and we all learn from each other. Raphinha talks about the next games. He says, football is a sport for which we have to be prepared for all three outcomes. I assure you that the group is working 100% to come out with a victory, and let's hope that is the case. Let's hope Barcelona can get that victory and put away what was a nightmare in Europe in Bayern Munich. Barcelona right now, our record against the German team isn't good whatsoever, and so this is going to be an opportunity to put that to bed and basically add another victory to our tally. And Rafinha, he talks about the PSG games last season. He says, I left the game against PSG quite sad because I saw that we were quite close to reaching the final and being able to win it. But what happened, happened. The result was a shame. New season and objectives are renewed. Playing for a club like this, you have to have in mind to win as many titles as possible. Life is like that. In football, only one winner emerges, and we have to keep that in mind. By working hard, we will surely get closer. And right there, guys, those were Rafinha's words in his press conference. And Barcelona against Bayern Munich, that's going to be an absolute monumental clash of titans. And guys, score predictions for tomorrow's match. Who would you guys want to see start in that number 10 position, as we have discussed in yesterday's video? If you guys, once again, if you guys have missed that, go make sure to check it out. And I will be having a watch long and a post-match reaction for that match, so make sure to tune in. But guys, definitely let me know your thoughts on those words from Raphinha and as well from Hansi Flick. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.